Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
Hello. I actually was going to message you and ask you if you wanted to do this.
I'm only an alt today.
I know, I saw the thing.
I'm not all the way sad, honestly, because
Good.
Angel City is fucking giant. Honestly, they're huge.
And you have a tournament in 2 weeks,
Oh my god.
right? So, you know, protect your body so you can skate at full force in 2 weeks.
Your commentary when I hit what's her face was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's awesome.
Oh
I'm
my
glad.
god, it was so good. That hit was beautiful.
It was. You looked good.
I'm so mad that they called me on a penalty for that because there was no fucking penalty.
That stinks.
I did like there was no penalty. There was no. Where is your microphone?
I'm not gonna use it, cause I'm gonna have to switch and it keeps popping. Not here.
Somebody found it. But they like didn't do it. Like they didn't give it to anybody. Like they.
Who found it?
I don't remember who found it. I thought somebody. It was one of our team. One of our team came.
I.
Okay, one of my teammates, Thaha, ended up making their MVPs.
Aw.
Got that, and then they gave me the sticker.
But we have more stickers if we can't find yours.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna find wherever that was.
Yeah, it was somebody.
Somebody posted about it. In Monsoon Madness, you think? Where am I gonna find that?
Somebody posted and said, "Hey, has anybody found the sticker?" But I know somebody found it.
I think it was Morph who posted. I do have an extra I could give.
Are we? Is our game for third place?
Yeah.
I really would like for us to keep one of those trophies. As deadly as
I
they
think
are.
you should.
So deadly, dude. What?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
mic is on?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Glad you got to hear Mecca and I chatting about the sweet trophies that Mecca made, if you heard that, because we weren't off. So apologies. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time to get rolling with the roller derby, which I sometimes call the derbs. I don't know why. If you do too, let me know so I feel less weird. I'm going to kick it off with the Kansas City Roller Warriors skating in black. 1027 Bricks Hit House, 11 Felix, 118 Raina Payne, 15 Mini-Me, 230 Dr. Ouchie, 24 Helvetica, 33 Honey Smack, 424 Steel, 45 Serial Killer, 4816 Hateful Skate, 623 Calamity, 7 Lucifer, 71 Cecilia Payne, 90 Manny Petty, and 969 Helixer.
And for Minnesota Roller Derby, we've got number 11, Laura Mighty, 13, By Fieri, 14, Breezes, 17, Ginger Snap, 18, Boo Boo, 22, Battle Arena, 419, Scam Likely, 511, Wheelie Nelson, 556, Sweaty Malls, 66, Lightning Thrash, 808, Marty McFly, 89, Fanny Smack, 919 Buck Hustle, 924 the Captain Speed Rita, and 93 Lady Novocaine.
Woo! Hey, look at us. We finished that in like a minute and 10 seconds. I feel so happy. Happy deep in my soul.
It's all the practice you've been doing.
Right? Jam number 1 begins. Steele wearing that star for Kansas City and out of the pack quickly. Chased down there by number 13 by Fieri. Boo Boo with the star for Minnesota and looking to get out of the pack. However, denied by an extremely solid Kansas City tripod. Steele with 1 to beat by Fieri was all over that, making it a little more challenging for Steele to get through the pack. However, mission accomplished. And back through again, so another scoring pass. Boo Boo still at the Razor Cake Jam line. And a successful star pass to By Fieri, who is now jammer for Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I'm not going to lie, I love that upper Midwest accent with very deep in my soul. I love it.
You betcha.
You betcha, all right.
You betcha, don't you know, eh?
Don't you know? Indeed. We get some lefsa.
We've got jam number 2 coming up with Manny Petty skating for the Warriors and Ginger Snap on Minnesota's side. Jammers going to the penalty box from Kansas City.
Yeah, that means it's a power jam.
Power jam.
Power jam. RollerDerbyCoaching.com power jam.
Ginger Snap making her way through the rest of the pack. Kansas City stretching it out, and she has lead jam status. Manny Petty's out of the box, making her way through the pack again. And the jam is called. We have Minnesota picking up 4 points and Kansas City with 0.
Woo, we are just 2 jams in, and Kansas City is sitting on 5 penalties.
That Night Owl penalty box is filling up over there.
Yeah. 12 points, though, so maybe it's worth it.
Is it, though?
IDK.
IDK 2.
Felix with the star for Kansas City. Breezes for Minnesota. And it is Breezes who is out first. Picks up lead. Felix now also out of the pack, so pressure's on. Breezes just with 1 to beat because the Minnesota penalty box, the Kansas City penalty box is full. So Breeze is able to pick up all 4 points, even though only passing, I think, 1 actual skater on the track.
Jam number 4.
Sorry.
We've got Helvetica for Kansas City and Fanny Smack from Minnesota. Fanny Smack makes it out first. And Helvetica gets through the pack. That might be one of my favorite skater names. Helvetica.
Yeah.
being a graphic designer.
Yes,
Yes.
it's fitting. That is a fun one. There's a lot of good names on the track today.
For sure. Serial killer's a pretty good name as well.
Which one did you say?
Serial killer.
Yes. I mean, that feels classic. Whistle blows, action begins. It is none other than Wheelie Nelson with the star for Minnesota and Steele for Kansas City. All the action back at the Razor Cake Jam line. And there it is, Wheelie Nelson on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Anyway, on the track, out making moves. Steele, though, coming up very quickly. So, quick flip around there. Getting hit out also while calling it off. Going to get 3 points. Kansas City able to sneak in one right at the end. Score 13-15, and that means we have a lead change.
Lead change.
It's a lead change. And it's a team timeout. Crash Course helps roller derby athletes build strength, track confidence, and winning habits to become MVPs on and off the track. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Well, get yourself right on over to ChrissyCrash.com. Right now, you can get a 1-month trial of the Roller Derby Training Club fitness app for just $1. Life is a contact sport. Win. Manny Petty with the star for Kansas City. Boo Boo for Minnesota. Manny Petty digging in and attempting to push forward on that pack. And it's Boo Boo who is out first. Oh, but picked up a cut track call. So that means we have a power jam. Power jam.
Power jam.
Jam de poder. And Manny Petty taking full advantage, able to get out of that pack first. Does pick up lead, but I think might be getting a penalty. Yeah. So I didn't see a back block call. So Manny Petty going to the box, to the Night Owl penalty box, and we'll have the ever popular jammer Do-Si-Do. You're a jammer, Mecca. Is it actually ever popular?
It's great if you can leave the box and be the only jammer on the track.
Yeah, so if you're the one that's already there and the jammer gets a penalty and comes and lets you break free, I can see how that would be good. But if you're the one that has to go in, that doesn't sound fun.
If we have to be in the box, that's the way to leave.
Yeah. So all the action over in the second straightaway into turn 3. Both teams' blockers locked in, just getting low, making it extremely difficult for the jammers in this full 2-minute jam. And there it is. Sweet relief as the jam ends. And 3 points going up for Kansas City. Looks like 0 for Minnesota. So, hey, that means we have another lead change. It's a lead change.
It's a lead change.
Oh, righty-roo. What do you think, Mecca?
Well,
Go for it.
what do I think of what?
What's happening on the track?
Well, we've got Felix skating for Kansas City and Ginger Snap for Minnesota. Kansas City has lead jam. And we've got the star pass for Minnesota to Battle Arena. That's a nice name. Kansas City calls it off, but not before getting 4 points, leaving Minnesota with 0.
That was a quick one. So Kansas City extending that lead to 5 points. I would not call that any kind of a cushion at all. It's just more points. Let's see what happens here with Helvetica wearing the star for Kansas City and Breezes for Minnesota. Breezes with 1 to beat, able to just scooch around Honey Smack.
Just a scooch.
Picks up lead. Oh, a beautiful apex attempt. Only thing that could have made it better was landing on the track.
That would have made it perfect.
Indeed. It still looked really good, though. Star pass to Cecilia Payne. And jam is ended. It looks like 2 points going up for Minnesota. So now 3 points separating these two teams after 10 minutes of gameplay. Monsoon Madness and Arizona Roller Derby would like to thank 888 and 187 for making roller derby more accessible by sponsoring skaters and teams around the world. And Steele with the star coming out, chased down by Fieri. Slowed for a moment, but still out of the pack with lead. Fanny Smack wearing that star for Minnesota. And pushing forward.
That was a nice side surf there. I love a good side surf.
Fanny Smack with that helmet cover in hand. Perhaps had been considering a pass, but now out of the pack, so keeps it. Puts the pressure on, and the jam is ended. Looks like 2 points. No, 2 more points are going up for Kansas City. So a 6-point jam. 26-17 is your score. Still a lot of derby left to play, though.
Rolling up on jam number 10 with Manny Petty and Wheelie Nelson. Manny Petty gets out first, lead jammer, followed close behind by Wheelie Nelson. Manny Petty enters the track, gets a couple points, and calls it off.
Kansas City has held Minnesota scoreless on the last 2 jams. And here we are now with jam number 11.
Kansas City's jammer heads to the box for a cut track.
Ruh-roh.
And Boo Boo from Minnesota has lead jammer.
That means we have a rollerderbycoaching.com Power Jam.
Power jam.
Power Jam. Jam de poder. Some recycling going on. Skaters very interested in sustainability. And Boo Boo is through for 4. Felix out of that night owl penalty box and through the pack. So initial pass complete, looking to pick up some points, but it will be denied by Boo Boo, who calls it off. Let's see, did Boo Boo pick up any points there on that last pass? No. In fact, Boo Boo did not. Score 28-21. No. Just a number. They just have to have a number that some of them like have changed their names or use shortened names. Or could not even be that skater.
Helvetica makes it through for Kansas City with lead jam. And we've got a star pass to Kansas City picks up 4 points with that jam, and Minnesota 0.
And jam number 13 begins, and Steele busting through the pack does pick up lead for Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Breezes with the star for Minnesota. Breezes does have that helmet cover in hand. And looky, who got the cookie? Or the star? And that is Ballerina. Successful star pass. Ballerina able to get very quickly out of the pack. Put that pressure on. 4 more points, though, going up for Kansas City. 8 total in jam number 13. Score now 40-21.
Jam number 14 with Manny Petty and Fanny Smack. Manny Petty sure knows how to take that inside line. The way they tiptoe through looks good. And they pick up lead jammer. Fanny Smack gets through the pack as well. Manny Petty heads back through the pack, gets her points, and calls it. Picks up 2 points and leaves Minnesota with 0.
Roll into another form of entertainment with Arizona Goat Yoga. It's the ultimate blend of stretching, laughter, and adorable goats jumping all around you. Whether you're a seasoned yogi or a first timer, these playful goats will help you unwind, laugh, and maybe get a little back massage. Come for the yoga. Namaste for the goats. Check it out at goatyoga.com. Hey, if you're in the venue also, pick up a raffle ticket for some goat yoga. Felix out first, picks up lead.
Have you ever tried goat yoga?
No, but I'd like to. I'm interested. Wheelie Nelson wearing that star for Minnesota. Felix with a, like, that looked like floating. That apex jump.
That was amazing.
It
like
was
no effort at all.
I know, like springs were in the skates.
Mm-hmm.
4 points. Felix now back for another scoring pass. Wheelie Nelson with that helmet cover in hand. Now out of the pack. Little chase down there from, I think that's Honey Smack. No, that's not. Sorry, I'm trying to see the number, but it's all the way on the other side, and I can't. Whoever that was. But it doesn't look like 33. Anyway, someone amazing. Oh, maybe it was Honey Smack. Because Honey Smack is on the track. Anyway, some amazing blocking by Kansas City, who pick up 16 massive points in jam number 15, highest scoring jam of the game so far, and really extending that lead they have over Minnesota. For a while, we were neck and neck trading leads. Now it is a 36-point difference. This is a Crash Course timeout. Crash Course presents Derby in Paradise, a 7-day roller derby retreat to recharge your body, reignite your game, and connect with new roller derby friends. Find out more at ChrissyCrash.com.
Jam 16. Back from our timeout, we've got Helvetica and Boo Boo. There are so many Kansas City skaters in the penalty box that they had to wave one off. Boo Boo is lead jam, trying to make her way through the pack before Helvetica can catch up. And we've got a star pass to Lucy Fear as Boo Boo calls it off. Minnesota picks up 3 points and Kansas City has 0. You know, Bonita, typically the team with more penalties has less points, but right now that is not the case.
No, it's not. And there's a massive difference with Kansas City on 15 penalties and Minnesota at 5. Kansas City, though, just able to get their jammers out so quickly and have had a couple of big scoring passes. And there, just as we're saying that, Ginger Snap showing up to be like, look, y'all got to stop right now because I'm here with some Minnesota jammer power. So lead going to Minnesota. Ginger Snap knocked to the outside, recycles back. Steele pushing against the Minnesota blockers, and now off that Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line and through for the initial. And Ginger Snap with the call off does pick up 3 points. Minnesota holding Kansas City scoreless on the last 2 jams, looking to make some progress on that score differential. Oh, man, Manny Petty with the cut track. That means we have a rollerderbycoaching.com Power Jam.
Power Jam.
Power Jam. Jam de poder. Minnesota with 2 blockers in the penalty box. One who now has returned. Joining friends already on the track for play in progress. Breezes lead for Minnesota. 1 to beat as the pack is very spread out. And there it is. Breezes with the battle through for 4. Manny Petty now back on the track. Made it through on that initial pass, so now coming around, looking to pick up some points. Oh, and Breezes with a penalty. That means we have another rollerderbycoaching.com Power Jam. Power Jam.
I hope we didn't jinx them.
There is a thing called the announcer's curse where the stuff we say comes true or the exact opposite comes true.
It's because we manifest things out loud.
Yeah. I feel bad because I don't want to have that kind of influence on the game, you know, but what
the
can I do?
Power.
I
Just
mean,
the absolute
the
power.
ultimate power.
Anything we say comes true.
If only. I think the skaters might beg to differ with that since they're the ones out there doing all the work. Manny Petty, 4 more points going up. And it looks like 3 were picked up by Minnesota before going to the penalty box. So an 8-7 jam. And it looks like an official review being requested by Kansas City. Maybe on the jammer penalty? I don't know. But when we find out, if we find out, we will absolutely let you know. In the meantime, if you are here in this venue, make sure you go get your raffle tickets. Raffle tickets! And anybody anywhere can enter for the RollerCon MVP Pass raffle. That's just $5. And you can get an MVP Pass valued at way more than $5. And if you're here, there is a Arizona Lottery Scratchers ticket basket valued at $150, $10 a ticket for that. There's also some gear, some pads and a helmet. Those tickets are $5 each, and I think Arizona Goat Yoga also over there. Not a lot of people have entered. That means you have big chances to win. So make sure you get your ticket. And all the money goes to our juniors program. So support the present and future of roller derby by buying a ticket Again, all the funds go to Arizona Roller Derby Juniors. And for all our fabulous volunteers, our lunch is arriving slightly later than usual, but it should be here in about 15 minutes. So if you've been waiting, like I have, because today's food is going to be the best, it's my favorite of all the menus that are on this weekend. And hey, if you're not a volunteer, why not? Next time, join us, volunteer. Not only do you get in free, you get some of the most amazing food every day. A delicious meal and just a bunch of awesome snacks and stuff. Find out more, ArizonaRollerDerby.com.
Jam number 19, we've got Felix and Breezes. Felix makes their way through the pack first, picks up lead jammer. And Breezes is sitting in the box. Breezes exits the penalty box and starts to make their way through the pack again, followed close behind by Felix on their third trip through the pack, second scoring pass. Breezes has completed their initial pass. And Felix calls it off. Kansas City picks up 8 points, and Minnesota is left with 0. Heading into Jam 20, our score is 73 Kansas City and 34 Minnesota.
All right, we got an update on that penalty. Kansas City was asking for an illegal procedure penalty on the Minnesota Jammer. They had removed their mouth guard to talk to the official. That is, in fact, an illegal procedure. So the penalty was issued, and Kansas City retains their official review. Helvetica, wearing that star for Kansas City, does have lead. Ooh! Looking to jump around, but Marty McFly taking up all the space. So that was an unsuccessful jump. And then Marty just staying all up in it and getting that helmet cover out of the pack, putting the pressure on. A 4-0 jam in favor of Kansas City.
Jam number 21, steal for Kansas City and Wheelie Nelson. They both make it out of the pack. Steele picks up lead jammer and is approaching the back of the pack, followed close behind by Wheelie Nelson. That pack is moving pretty quick. Kansas City gets their points and calls it off, picking up 4 points and leaving Minnesota with 0.
Hello, hello. It is Manny Petty with the star for Kansas City. And Manny Petty out as lead. Ginger Snap wearing that star for Minnesota. Also out of the pack. Manny Petty looking to the bench. Communicating with those blockers. Scooching around to get some points. 2 going to go up for Manny Petty and Kansas City, holding Minnesota scoreless. Under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Of course, a lot of roller derby left today. There is a second half because that's how roller derby is. You have a first half, then you have a second half. And then there's more games.
That's important information.
Yeah, yeah.
Jam 23, we've got Felix and Boo Boo. Boo Boo makes her way out first, picks up lead jammer. Felix is recycled back to the back of the pack. Boo Boo trying to get some more points before Felix catches up. And calls it off. Minnesota picks up 3. And
There they
Kansas
are.
City to 0.
Just about 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh, an official review being requested again by Kansas City. I mean, they had good luck the first time. Let's see what happens. And this is a crash course timeout. Find out more at chrissycrash.com. All right. Thank you, Tiny Titanium, for updating us on the official review. There was an request by Kansas City for a forearm penalty on the Minnesota jammer. However, officials determined that it was body contact and not the penalty-worthy kind. So no call stands. And hey, wow. The whole crowd heard that, and Marty was like, NBD, I'm just going to get right back up and start all over again. Plus, Marty McFly can fly. And here we go. It is Halftime. 4 points there at the end. So 87-37. We got about 15-ish minutes. We'll see you right back here for the second hard-hitting half of Roller Derby, live from Monsoon Madness in Mesa, Arizona.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
But we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
But we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
We call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
All right, we are just about ready to get back to the action. Under a minute left here in the intermission. I want to give a shout out to our officials here at Game 14 of Monsoon Madness 2025. Fickle Bitch, Romp, Baconator, Phoenix, Gore and Browncoat, Loki, Say Rar, Asylum, Notorious, Sweet and Sour Candy, Angry Ogre, Rough Draft, Spike, Flash, Sushi, Guinness, Manosaur, Scary Reed, and Tiny Titanium. See, they're all excited about the officials, too. So, lots of fun action there in the first half. Looking at the penalty count, not a huge separation. Kansas City with 18, Minnesota with 13. Nobody in any penalty trouble. One Kansas City skater does have 4. But yeah, quite a few people with just 1 on the Minnesota side. As the whistle blows and the action begins, it's Boo Boo out first, picks up lead for Minnesota. Steele also now out of the pack for Kansas City, so going to put that pressure on. And jam ends. 2 points, looks like. Yeah, 2 points going up for Minnesota. Minnesota out of intermission and striking first. Manny Petty with the star for Kansas City. Ginger Snap for Minnesota. All the action happening between, well, it was between the Razor Cake Jam line and the Arizona Goat Yoke pivot line. But now Ginger Snap's out of the pack. Rest of the skaters still hanging out there at the Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. Oh, Ginger Snap getting knocked out, recycles back, courtesy of Calamity. Manny Petty out of the pack, so pressure on. And jam ends. 4 points going up for Minnesota. So early moments here in the second half, but Minnesota holding Kansas City scoreless for the first two jams. Whistle blows and action begins. One Minnesota blocker in the Night Owl penalty box. Breezes for Minnesota pushing forward at the top of the pack. Felix with the star for Kansas City, but it's Breezes who is out first. Does have a lead. Felix going from the inside to the out and then back to the in and gets out of the pack. Kansas City pivot sitting in the penalty box, and Breezes calls it off just before Felix gets to the pack. So 4 points going up for Minnesota, who continues to chip away at that Kansas City lead. Helvetica with the star for Kansas City, out first, able to break a 3-jam lead streak by Minnesota. Marty McFly has received the helmet cover and is now jammer for Minnesota. Helvetica calls it off before Marty can get back to the pack. 3 points going up for Kansas City. Whistle blows, action begins. Steele with the star for Kansas City. Willie Nelson for Minnesota. Willie Nelson on that outside lane. Out first, however, Steele is coming up quickly. And Wheelie just calls it off. Manny Petty with the star for Kansas City. Boo Boo for Minnesota. Pack starting to get spread out as Manny Petty continuing to push forward. Marty McFly with a chase down, however, getting a penalty call. I think got outside of the engagement zone, perhaps. And Manny Petty threw for 4. Boo looking to get out of the pack still, getting some offensive assistance from Lightning Thrash. Boo Boo had taken off that helmet cover, got out of the pack though. Minnesota's Ginger Snap with the star for Minnesota is out as lead. Felix wearing the star for Kansas City. Felix with a little hop there at the apex is now out of the pack. And Ginger Snap calls it off. Breezes with the star for Minnesota. Helvetica for Kansas City. Helvetica out of the pack is designated lead. Jam ends. One sneaky point there right at the end for Minnesota. 4 going up for Kansas City. Kansas City score 105, Minnesota 54. Just about 21 minutes left here in the second half. Jam number 9 has begun. Steele with the star for Kansas City. Fanny Smack for Minnesota. Fanny Smack pushing forward at the top of the pack. Things starting to get pretty spread out. Everybody at that Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. Steele with the helmet cover in hand, getting recycled back as the jam ends. 3 points going to go up for Minnesota. Jam number 10 underway. Manny Petty on the track with the star. Does get a cut track call. So this is a power jam. Power jam. Jam de poder. Willie Nelson still looking to get out of the pack, coming up against some big blocking, and is now out as a Kansas City blocker goes to the penalty box. Night Owl penalty box with 3 Kansas City skaters, just 2 left on the track. They're going to be joined right now by a Minnesota blocker as the jam ends. Manny Petty still in the penalty box, so this sets up a power start for jam number 11. Whistle blows. Boo Boo wearing that star for Minnesota and is out of the pack very quickly. Picks up lead. Manny Petty attempting a star pass. And yes, that was successful. So Cecilia Payne, now jammer for Kansas City, out of the pack. And jam is ended. 4 points going up for Minnesota. Jam number 12 underway. Felix with the star for Kansas City and Minnesota. Ginger snap. But it's Felix who is out first, has picked up lead. Ginger snap now out of the pack. Oh, a face-off. A jammer face-off. And then Ginger Snap turns around, looks to get some points, but a jam is called off. 4 points going up for Kansas City. Breezes with the star for Minnesota. Helvetica for Kansas City. And Breezes through for lead. Helvetica still pushing to get out of the pack. Kansas City with 1 blocker in the Night Owl penalty box. Breezes through for 4. Successful star pass to Cecilia Payne. So pressure on and jam is ended. 3 more points on that final scoring pass going up for Minnesota. Score now 109-71. Just about 15 minutes left here in the game. Fanny Smack with the star for Minnesota, but it's Steele who is out first and has lead for Kansas City. Couple of Minnesota blockers in that penalty box, so they are playing light here in jam number 14. Some lovely footwork there by Steele, who is through for 4 more points, 8 so far on the jam. Sweaty Malls receiving that helmet cover and getting out of the pack puts the pressure on. 4 more points at the end picked up by Kansas City. Score 121-71. Official timeout. Looks like maybe there was a penalty confusion, so one of Minnesota's blockers released from the Night Owl penalty box. Whistle blowing, and we are back at the action. Felix with the star for Kansas City, Wheelie Nelson for Minnesota. And it's Wheelie Nelson who is out first, picks up lead for Minnesota. Four points going up for Wheelie Nelson as Felix is knocked to the outside, recycles back, and a nice jump there to get out of the pack as the Kansas City pivot goes to the Night Owl penalty box. So 4 more points for Minnesota, and then it's called off. 8 total in jam number 15. They are chipping away at that lead, getting closer and closer. 121-79, about 13 minutes left here in the game. Jam number 16 begins. Helvetica with the star for Kansas City. Boo Boo for Minnesota. Boo Boo getting up to the top of the pack, but does get knocked to the outside by Serial Killer. Recycles back and then goes to the end, finds some space, and is through for lead. Minnesota now with 2 consecutive leads as Helvetica gets out of the pack and Jam is ended. Ginger Snap out, picks up lead. Ginger Snap now coming through, looking to pick up points as Steel is out of the pack. It is a Crash Course team timeout. Crash Course presents Derby in Paradise, a 7-day roller derby retreat to recharge your body, reignite your game, and connect with new roller derby friends. Find out more at ChrissyCrash.com. Derby Date Night. Good derby, bad jokes. Be a third wheel with Aria and Sirius on their Derby Date Nights, a roller derby live stream YouTube channel filled with big hits and bigger laughs. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the hilarious commentary, great camera angles, and live chat fun. You can find them on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Derby Date Night. Manny Petty with the star for Kansas City. Breezes for Minnesota, and it's Manny Petty who is designated lead. A cut track assessed to Breezes, so this is a power jam. Power jam. Jam de poder. So Manny Petty now with 4. Oh, Manny Petty getting a penalty. So a jammer switcheroo does occur. And Breezes is through. So a full 2-minute jam here in jam number 18. Manny Petty on the track and through very quickly. And a second jammer penalty here in jam number 18, assessed to Breeze Us. So this is another Power Jam. Power Jam. Jam de Poder. And Manny Petty with some fancy footwork, slipping right through that pack as time comes off the clock. One more point going up for Kansas City and a big 13-point jam. Official review being requested by Kansas City. Jam number 19 about to begin. You may notice there is no jammer on the track. That's because at the end, that official review sent Manny Petty to the penalty box for a cut call. And Breezes now able to get out of the pack. Breezes hadn't been in there very long, so Manny Petty with that penalty, but not long in the box. Coming in and going again. And Manny Petty now through on the initial. Breezes does have a lead, controls the clock, and calls it off. Fanny Smack out quickly, picks up a lead for Minnesota. Felix also out of the pack. So Fanny Smack skating quickly, and there is a lot of motion. Skaters going very quickly around those turns, and jam is ended, a 0-0 jam. Jam number 21 underway. Willie Nelson with the star for Minnesota. Cecilia Payne for Kansas City. First time we've seen Cecilia Payne starting as a jammer in this game. Willie Nelson getting knocked down, but comes right back up, able to power through those Kansas City blockers. Pick up lead. Cecilia Payne also out of the pack. So it's a race. Cecilia Payne getting slightly ahead, and Wheelie Nelson calls it off. So 2-0-0 jams in a row in the final minutes of this game. Jam begins at Steele with the star for Kansas City. Boo Boo for Minnesota. Steele able to get out first, does pick up a lead. Coming back around as Boo Boo with the helmet cover in hand, and Steele with some fancy backward skating right along that outside lane. Marty with a chase down as Steele gets through. 4 points up, Steele on a second scoring pass. 4 more going up for Kansas City. Successful star pass by Minnesota. Sweaty Malls now jammer for Minnesota as the jam ends. You can expect zealous and effective advocacy on your behalf at M.A. Monsoon Law. Our mission is to provide exceptional legal representation in the areas of adoption, estate planning, corporate law, and criminal defense. MAMonsonLaw.com. And quickly, Ginger Snap is out of the pack and designated lead. Felix wearing the star for Kansas City. Ginger Snap knocked to the outside, recycles back. Hateful Skate getting in there for Kansas City to offer some offense, help Felix get out of that pack. Felix with a cut track call. So this is a power jam. Power jam. Jam de poder. And Ginger Snap calls it, freezing Felix in the Night Owl penalty box. Looks like an official review being called by Kansas City. I saw that. All right, so you may notice that the blocker or the jammer for Kansas City is no longer in the penalty box. That is because the official review was retained and approved. That cut track call was rescinded. And we are back at it. Willie Nelson out of the pack quickly has picked up lead. Cecilia Payne with some fancy footwork to get out of the pack. Scam likely with a big stop to Cecilia Payne there at the end of the jam. Whistle blows and we're at it. Steele with the star for Kansas City. Fanny Smack for Minnesota. Steele going to the outside lane, able to get through. Picks up lead for Minnesota or for Kansas City. Steele through for 4. Fanny Smack has passed the helmet cover to Marty McFly. Steele looking to pick up some more points here on a second scoring pass. And Marty McFly picking up a penalty, going to that night owl penalty box. That means this is a power jam. Power jam. Jam de poder. Seconds ticking off that period clock. Steele looking to add some more points to the Kansas City. To the Kansas City score. And there it is. Steele calls it off. We do have an unofficial score right now, 150 to 99. So just waiting for that to change to official. Stick around, folks. We have the third place game coming around next. That is going to be Angel City Rocket Queens taking on Arizona Roller Derby Rising. There it is. That's your official score. Thanks so much for being with us. I am Loquita Bonita. Still 2 more games to go. So stick around and we'll see you on the next one.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of